Okay, quick update on this here car. Let's see if we can get this adjusted kind of right. So we took it to get inspected, and it almost everything passed, which was kind of surprising because I wasn't sure how they were going to react to things like it not having power brakes anymore and stuff like that. So there were a couple other things that I was a little worried about that they might not like too much. So, but to my surprise, they didn't seem concerned about any of that stuff, and they found the left front ball joint is actually bad on this car. So, unfortunately, on 944s, after 1985-ish, I think, they have aluminum control arms, cast aluminum control arms, and I think these are the first cars that do not have replaceable ball joints. So basically, the thought back then was you buy a new control arm. As you can imagine, that is expensive. If I remember correctly, they're about $800 for a new control arm, if you can even get them. I'm not sure they're even really available anymore, because, I mean, they stopped making these cars 30 years ago, so, yeah, might not have that. But my used 944 parts guy has one that's got a good ball joint, and he put it in the mail to me today. It should be here. Today's Friday, so it might get here tomorrow. If not, probably most likely by Monday. So that's not that big of a deal to fix. It's a couple hours. Got to pull this control arm off, swap over the Elephant Racing mono ball bushings, and the new, probably the new boot for the ball joint, and pop it back on. It's not a big deal. The other thing that we have going on is we got a pretty serious oil leak on the remote oil filter that's out by the driver's side headlight. So I just got some new oil line and some pieces sitting on the bench over there, if you can see that, and a crimp tool for the crimp on oil connection. So we'll be getting that done this weekend, so that'll be good to go. Those two things need to be done, and then I'll take it back to get it inspected again. And if you've heard in some of the videos, when the windows are closed, you can hear this growling kind of noise. I believe that's the right rear wheel bearing. So at some point, that's a big job. I have two new wheel bearings and new hub nylock nuts and new lip rings for them, but it's like a 6-hour job a piece, and they list a bunch of special tools that you need to do it. I think I could probably do it with some of the stuff that I have and some threaded rod. Basically, you make a bearing puller and something to push it back in. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. The next thing we're probably going to worry about is the clutch. After it gets inspected and everything, I'm probably just going to replace the master cylinder. I have the master cylinder. We'll see if that makes the clutch better. This car's actually been sitting for a while. Maybe I should see if it actually goes into gear. Huh? Yeah, no problems. The clutch is still a mystery. I don't know. It's kind of weird that it just sometimes won't go into gear. But anyway, that'll probably be the next thing after inspection. And of course, we have the big cam and push rod swap coming up. It's still going to be about 3 weeks until we get the cam in. So we won't be driving it very much in the next month, unfortunately. So yeah, that's it. We got 5 things that are pretty big on the list that we need to get done, and the cam swap will be the last one. But after the cam swap, I got to reset the memory in this Atomic LS so it starts relearning, and to take the new cam into consideration. And, you know, then we can do some other things. Well, one of the things I kind of wanted to do is, this thing's actually really quiet, you know, for a hot rod. When you go down the road, maybe it's louder when you're outside the car. When you're in the car with the windows open, I don't know, the exhaust is not loud at all. But with the 3-inch Lindsay Racing exhaust that I got, I got the optional center muffler, which is basically a little glass pack. But there's a pipe in there to put in there if you didn't get that muffler. But that pipe looks like it will also fit in place of the main muffler in the back of the car. So I was kind of toying around with the idea of just putting that pipe on the main muffler just to drive it around and see what it sounds like. But we're not going to do that until we get an inspection sticker on it. So we don't need to draw any more attention to ourselves than normal. That's one of the nice things about it, just looking like a 944 and not anything crazy. Well, that's about it.